Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Jay is off tonight. 10 crime scenes, 5 stolen vehicles, 3 of them at gunpoint, but miraculously, no one injured after a major car chase through Billings last night.
This is akin to a Hollywood action movie, but it's not.
Billings Police Chief Rich St. John describing the ordeal as 50 minutes of carnage. Innocent people robbed at gunpoint, some of whom were in their homes as the suspect made his way through the city. Now in the light of day, a 41-year-old Wyoming man is behind bars accused in a string of complex crimes with multiple locations, victims, and agencies involved. And tonight, Ryan McElmurray is held on a burglary charge, but the Billings Police Department says more charges are on the way as the case is now in the hands of the Yellowstone County Attorney. This is what we know about McElmurray. He is from Wyoming and is known to police for drug-related crimes. As of last night, though, police were not actively looking for him. Throughout the 50 minutes, McElmurray led law enforcement on a high-speed chase through the city, robbing innocent people and firing shots. Police Chief Rich St. John says it's a miracle no one was hurt. It all started last night around 10 o'clock with a call about a burglary on the south side. As you can see by this map, from there, McElmurray led police to the Billings West End, crashing and stealing vehicles along the way, even breaking into a home, robbing the residents at gunpoint, and taking off in their car. His route was 48th Street west to Rimrock, then around the Mormon Temple, back down to Rimrock Road, and then to Shiloh Road, where he ran over spike strips, so he stole another vehicle. Now, the chase continued toward Lockwood, where he hit spike strips on Interstate 90 at the 27th Street exit, continued on, and then stole his 4th vehicle from the town pump at the Lockwood exit. Authorities then followed him through the Heights, attempted but failed to stop him on 312, so he drove north on Highway 87 to Doyle Road, where he tried to make a turn and rolled the vehicle. Now, he ran a couple hundred yards through a field before jumping into his 5th and final car. He then drove toward pursuing officers. Billings Police, Yellowstone County deputies, and Montana Highway Patrol officers all fired shots at McElmurray before he eventually got out of the car and surrendered.
This was serious situation, and I'm so very happy but surprised that nobody got hurt, anybody involved in it, with the distances that were traveled, the speeds, and the time. Not to mention gunfire.
It all began at Performance Auto on Laurel Road, and it was all caught on surveillance cameras. The owners got a call from police last night, then immediately looked at their cameras at the auto shop, watching as the suspects threw a rock through the store window and then rummaged around. The suspect's initial run-in with police was also caught on the cameras. But the ironic thing, according to the business, the suspect, presumably McElmurray, didn't take anything, despite there being electronics, car keys.
He smashed through the window, and it actually made not a very large hole. And it's amazing he didn't cut himself because the glass was quite jagged. But he made entrance into the building, and then he spent 7 minutes in the building going through desk drawers and looking over keys.
The general manager of Performance Auto also tells us the suspect in the video took a decorative license plate off the wall and carried it around with him. It was dropped when he fled police. Other than that, the business suffered little damage. The president's son, Donald Trump Jr., back in Montana tonight. Trump Jr. campaigned in Bozeman for U.S. Senate candidate Matt Rosendale. Fox News personality Kimberly Guilfoyle joined him in trying to glean votes for Rosendale over incumbent Senator John Tester. People on both sides of the political spectrum turned out for tonight's event.
I went to Great Falls and I wasn't able to get in, so I wanted to be early here so that I would be able to get in. So, yeah, I think it's kind of fun being first.
In our country right now, there's a lot of division, and people feel that one of the ways they can really get their voice out there is to protest. A lot of people don't have time to really do anything else. This is something they feel comfortable with.
Next week, Vice President Mike Pence also plans a campaign stop for Rosendale in that same place at the Gallatin County Fairgrounds. October 1st is this coming Monday, and that's when Congress hoped to have the vacant Supreme Court seat filled. But first, nominee Brett Kavanaugh and his accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, will testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. 2 women, including Ford, say Kavanaugh assaulted them. However, President Trump dismissed those claims, saying Kavanaugh is a good person. A female lawyer has been hired to interview Ford. A full Senate vote could be held sometime next week. Bill Cosby is going to jail. Today, Judge Stephen O'Neill sentenced the 81-year-old comedian to 3 to 10 years in prison. He was also fined $25,000 in order to pay the prosecution costs for that trial. Cosby will also be classified as a sexually violent predator, which requires a lifetime on the sex offender registry and mandatory counseling. The sentence is nearly identical to what prosecutors asked the judge to hand down. The entertainer's attorneys are already planning to appeal the conviction. Turning to weather, Bob, the next week or so might be a little miserable, but overall an incoming El Nino spells an okay winter.
That's what the experts are saying. They're saying we could be in for an El Nino. So what does that mean for us? Well, let me show you. During a normal year, you see the trade winds travel from east to west, and what it does, it takes the warmer waters and piles it up across the western Pacific Ocean, and that's where most of the heavy showers and thunderstorms develop during the year. But here's what happens during an El Nino year. Those waters actually start moving back to the east and stay in the eastern Pacific, while the west suffers drought, cold waters, and seafood shortages. So what does that mean for us? Well, you'll notice during the 2015 El Nino, we had warm waters all the way across the equator, all the way up towards Canada. And so what that could mean for us this year, if everything comes true, you'll see the warmer temperatures stay in north central part of the country, while the wet weather will continue from California to basically the southeast, and all the coldest Arctic air will make a direct beeline right for New England. We're looking at warmer and maybe drier than normal as we head into this year's winter. We'll see. Let's go back to you, Jeanelle.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, last night, a U.S. District Court judge out of Missoula ruled against a year-old decision, and he put Yellowstone grizzly bears back on the endangered species list. But today, those in favor of the delisting and a proposed grizzly bear hunt in Wyoming are voicing their objections. This ruling reverses a decision made by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service last year, saying the Yellowstone grizzly had recovered enough to warrant delisting. However, Judge Dana Christensen said otherwise, saying there was no proof the hunt wouldn't impact grizzlies in the other areas like the Northern Continental Divide. Both of Wyoming's senators say the judge is ruling with emotion rather than facts. Senator John Barrasso released this statement early this morning. Quote, yet again, the courts are replacing science-based recovery measures with personal political preference. The grizzly is recovered in Wyoming, period. Even the Obama administration determined that the grizzly should be delisted. Senator Mike Enzi says a growing unmanaged grizzly population is dangerous to Wyoming. Quote, as the grizzly bear population has increased in Wyoming, so has the danger to livestock, property, and humans. I hope that a quick resolution to keep the Yellowstone grizzly bears delisted can be implemented. Now, the hunt that was scheduled for early September would have been the first one in Wyoming in 4 decades. Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, if you are still looking at your options for the U.S. House race tonight, we'll profile incumbent Greg Gianforte. Plus, a little later, this program in Glacier National Park is digging up some national recognition. We'll show you. And later in sports, Senior and West renew their rivalry on the volleyball court and the soccer field. Crosstown highlights on the way.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.